Good morning, my lovely people. Welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I'm Amber. Today is hump day. It's Wednesday, November 12th. We are already November 12th, y'all. Excuse me. That is weird. It looks like a link on my end. Anyway, how are you doing this morning? Good morning to everybody. Let's see. Go to YouTube. Go to channel. I'm going to go in here and catch the people that were here before. Let's see. Good morning, Marianne. I hope you get some rest today. Good morning, Lynn and Nana. And good morning, Katrina's Yarn Haven. And Steven. Melissa J. Frizzy Babe. Julianne. That is old. This is old. So I have a question for you, those of you that are here. Does this look familiar at all to you? Does it, I mean, other than it looking like a granny square and it being a square, does it look familiar? It has a familiarity to me a little bit to one of Juan the Yarn Addict's blankets or squares that he's done, that he's turned into blankets. But there's a difference. His is front post, whereas mine is into the top of the stitch. It's not around the post. Good morning, Angela Elmore. Ooh, 61. That's not too bad. It's a little chilly still, but it's not too bad. So, does that look too close to others that you've seen out there? I mean, I can't be the only one to come up with this idea, because this is the same pattern I used in my bag, and it's the same pattern I've used to do a side to side. So I think this one I'm not going to do out there. I don't think I'm going to put this out there, but I think I'm going to keep going with this yarn. This was yarn that I wasn't going to keep. It's in my dibs, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and make this up. And I think I can still get this at Walmart, so if I need to, I can keep making it big enough to donate. So no, I don't think I'm going to do it in a square. It looks too familiar to others that are out there. So we're just going to stick with this one. And maybe not just one, but others. I think I've seen it with others. Because I don't know how to look up patterns. Mama Swift says she does her due diligence and like searches and searches and searches and searches for it. And if she, if she can't find it, then she's usually good and says, "Oh, okay, I can do this as my design." And it's not just him, Melissa. It's I don't want to. It just looks familiar for other stuff I've seen, but it feels very similar to something he's got and very similar to others. So, I mean, I could just show how to do it, but not call it a blanket or anything. I could just show you guys how to do this technique. It is essentially a granny square. It's just doing my little extended drop down, my extended double crochet. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Not drop down. The extended double crochet. And yeah, it's I'm just gonna. But anyway, I love that one. And y'all look, I love this too. This is my design. This is my blanket that I'm making up with my stitch. And y'all, I've already named it. I'm going to put it out there. This is going to be called Be Hopeful. The Be Hopeful blanket. So the way I'm spelling hopeful tote bag is also going to be how I spell this. But with B, it's going to be B-E-E. And then hopeful is going to be spelled the way I do it. Oh no, it's fine, Melissa. Howdy, howdy. So I threw it together this little square together last night. I was messing around seeing if I could make my design into a square, which I mean, it's essentially a granny square. So it can be done in a square. I might just put it out there, just not as a blanket. Just as like, hey, you can turn this into a square. So these colors are actually my trio blanket, and I frogged my trio blanket, and this is what I've done with what I frogged since. I actually need to cut my strings off because I just left them attached. But I think I'm going to keep going. I left them attached because I was just messing around and kept going. And I was like, and just in case I want to frog it back out, I left it attached. Or I was actually trying to figure out a way to make them go up the side, but then I was like, meh, we'll just go several rounds, have some tails. Yeah, we're going to have tails. Oh my goodness, Brizzy, I bet you're tired. What yarn am I using for which one? The square or the rectangle? Or the side to side, I mean. So this one is Red Heart Super Saver polo stripes. It's the jumbo stripe, and it's in polo stripe. It's in the polo stripe. And then this one is the big twist is the big twist in the dark purple here. I don't remember what the color is. The skeins are upstairs. There's some right there, but it's in the grape colorway. And then this is Wildflower from Red Heart. And then you've got, I think this is Gecko. The lime green, I think, is Gecko. Good morning, Kendall. $7 hours. Wow. Oh, round trip. Okay, good. That would have been, you would have been getting home in the middle of the night if it was 7 hours one way. I don't think that's not within the state either. That's outside Washington if you're driving that far. Yeah. Anyway, honestly, I don't know what project I want to work on. This is the state of my basket because for some reason it just was like every time I got to the point where you were supposed to do the back loop, my basket was curving like this, where the back loop was under here and not at the corner where it, essentially should be. But I think the 8mm is too small because the bottom of the bag just it was like really badly curved. So I'm still going to try and do it because I do like the idea. I love these colors together in a basket. Back out and about. They're not 100% sure that the pup isn't going to come back. Right? They're like, hold on. Are you tricking us? The square. So, so yeah, my new blanket is going to be called the Be Hopeful Tote. The Be Hopeful Tote. The Be Hopeful Blanket. You know, the more I say that, the more I'm starting to go, I don't know if it doesn't really flow as much as I thought it did. Excuse me. Yeah, now that I'm saying that name, I'm like, I don't know if I really do like it. I was very set in it yesterday. I was like, last night, I'm like, oh, no, this is what we're going to do. This is what I'm going to do. Oh, that's good. Well, at least you got her there safe and sound, and you made it home safe and sound. So that's all that matters. And Miss Piper Miss Lacey Lou, or however she gets called, will have a wonderful life, I'm sure. I'm sure she will do just fine. Yeah, now I'm not liking it. I don't know why. You like the stitch in the blanket? I know. I love the extended double crochet now. The texture I get from it, I love it. Now I want to figure out different ways to use it instead of just using it in a cluster, you know. Now I don't know what to call it. The Be Hopeful blanket. Be hopeful. I like the play on the words, but now that I'm saying it, it just doesn't, bleh, you know, it doesn't roll off the tongue as nicely as I thought it did. I kept reading it that way, but I was like, it just doesn't roll off the tongue as nicely. Maybe I just won't have a basket that is stiff. 5, 6. I'm just going to go back to the original. 7. To the original pattern of the written pattern. Okay, you guys are getting too loud up there. Good morning, Monique. Yeah, so be hopeful, but I was going to spell hopeful as like I am with my bag. Yay! You finished the feather stitch blankie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, even the basket that I made with that blanket yarn, it's even kind of lost its. I've been using it, and now I'm done with it because the blanket I had in it is done. I mean, it still has my leftover yarn in it, but the basket itself doesn't have its tight, you know, basketiness anymore. It's very like loosey goosey. Yeah, it wasn't exactly a mystery, but yeah. Yes, Marianne tested my bag pattern, and y'all, she did amazing because I threw all the things at her that she is not that her brain doesn't grasp as easily. The turning of everything, just all the things, and so she made it through it, and she got it done, and y'all, it turned out beautiful. I love the bag. I'm so excited. So I have some little bit of tweaking to do to my pattern before I release it. I have to do a few little notes and things from our conversations and while she was making it. So I got to go through and make some little notes to help others out there that think like her or think like myself, or you know, those little weird oddities where you're like, oh, I never would have thought of it, or you know, things like that. So, and I reached out to another tester, well, a new to me tester yesterday to test this blanket that I have now. And so I have someone that will, once I write this up, will be testing it for me. So I'm excited for this one. Honestly, I'm more excited about this blanket than I am across the Twisted Plains, Kendall, that you're doing. Like, I love this one so much. So much. I love that variegated yarn in there. I was trying to figure out a way to carry my yarn up the side and use all these colors in here, and try to work it like the trio blanket, but my brain could not get wrapped around it for some reason. And I said, you know what, we're just gonna do I'm going to do 4 rows of this variegated as much as, you know, I'm going to try and do this pattern where I do make it look like a couple rows of this, of a solid, the dark purple, and then the variegated 4 rows. And then I'm going to do probably 2 rows of this green, go back to the variegated, and then 2 rows of the purple, we'll go back to the variegated. So every other color will be the solid, and then the variegated will be between all the solids. So, and then, yeah. So I need to come up with a name now because I don't know. Now that I'm saying out loud to you guys, I'm like, for some reason, the Be Hopeful tote just, or not, see, I keep wanting to call it a tote. It's not even a tote, it's a blanket. The Be Hopeful throw or the Be Hopeful blanket. It just, I don't know. It doesn't have that spark that I thought it did. Yeah, and then after I got that done, what you're seeing right now, I was like, okay, I got to put this down because I want to see what it looks like in a square. And so that's when I did this. But then when I got this far, I was like, this looks familiar to me. And so, I don't know. That one I don't know about yet. But for sure, the side-to-side one. I love side-to-sides because, I don't know, they just feel like I can get them accomplished easier. I don't know. I guess my brain just keeps going back to luck of the draw. So if I can make it as big as luck of the draw size, or not luck of the draw size, Boggy Creek with luck of the draw, then I can keep up with luck of the draw numbers. That's how I was looking at it. I'm like, I need to look at these blankets as, you know, as if somebody was going to make it big enough to put on a bed, you know, like a queen or a king size even. But I just keep getting stuck on Boggy Creek size, and because I just want to, you know, donate all the things to them, I guess. The beautiful blanket. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to do like a play on words and also maybe pull in, try to figure out how to do the whole, you know, keep along the same lines as like the hopeful tote, you know. Only thing about 3 strands, for some reason, does not want to stay 3 strands. I am not feeling this darn basket. For some reason, this bigger hook makes it feel loose, and it's like going to be a loosey-goosey basket. But that 8 is just too small. It's too tight. Like, it causes the bottom to buckle really bad, and I don't want it to do that. 10. I don't know. Honestly, I almost thought about taking these 3 strands and trying to make my, not my bag, but trying to do something with that same stitch pattern, you know, with the spike stitch. I thought about doing something really thick and seeing how the texture came out with all the busyness, you know. The texture definitely doesn't stick out 100% with the busyness, but that's okay. Good morning, Tamby. Exactly, Steven. Yep. And I have figured out for myself that I've started using Mama Swift's little foundation, and that's what I did here. I'm showing you upside down so I can show you the foundation down here. You can see I'm using her foundation, and I have found that making 40 of these little loop thingies gets me about 40 inches using a 6mm crochet hook with a 4-weight yarn. So I have figured that out for myself, that I can put that in my patterns and say, for me, with a 6mm crochet hook and a 4-weight yarn, I can get 40 of these little foundation loops across to get 40 inches. So, good morning, Arlena and Tamby. Excuse me. Man, y'all, this basket is like... I don't want to give up on this basket. I feel like it's the project that we pulled yesterday, and that's what I should do. But I just, for some reason, I don't know. I can't get my brain. Let's see if I can find a different one. Basket holding 3 strands. Let's see. A larger hook and tighter tension are key for a basket that holds its shape, according to AI. Consider adding extra rounds without increases if the base starts to warp or cup. So maybe what I could do is do the same pattern. Maybe it's because I'm in tote mode. Yeah, I'm in spike stitch mode. Like, I want to take this and make it into a spike stitch. I just don't know how. I don't know what pattern I want to use. What do I want to go for, you know? I don't know if I want to do a granny square or do a square, or if I want to do like a rectangle. I don't know. This would work up fast though, that's for sure. All I know is this spot right in here has been stretched because of the magic circle I've done a few times. I'm going to go up to a 10. Hold on a second. They're getting loud. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I just start making a blanket. Let's see. Make a chunky blanket. I'm gonna try a rectangle because I know Steven was wanting a rectangle, so we're gonna do 3. I'm gonna try and design a blanket right here on the live this morning with my stitch that I like. All right, 1, 3. Now, it is going to be different with a 10mm hook and 3 strands of yarn, that's for sure. So if you guys want to make the basket, go ahead. I'm moving on. I got other things The other thing I thought about working on is the dragon this morning, but I'll do that later. And I got to get my mom's blanket done. Y'all, it'll get done. They will get done before they need to be. If I don't get my mom's blanket done by the end of November, that's fine. Because I only got a little over 2 weeks left. Oh, okay. Yeah, the only reason I didn't do the magic ring, Marianne, is because I feel like I notice a lot more people not liking it than liking it. So I just went with the chain 4 because it's just, I figured. But with it being a more advanced pattern, maybe putting the magic ring in wouldn't be such a big deal. But yeah, I do like the magic ring better because it does tighten up that center hole a little better. All right, so I want to make, let's go 35 by 50-ish, somewhere there. We don't have to go we don't have to go to that size per se, but let's say 35 to 50. So we need to make this 15 inches. Right, Steven? Marianne, can you send that in our messenger? Because I'm going to go back through there and just make sure I don't miss any of the stuff that I thought I needed to, not fix or change, but just make the notes for. There's not a lot I need to do. I don't need to change much of the pattern. I just got to add some like, hey, maybe try this kind of thing. Good morning, Susan. Thank you. Big thick blanket coming. I mean, you're not going to be able to see the stitch work very much because it's too busy. But that's okay. It's okay. That is okay. I love that. Whenever I say okay, I get into that mode and I go, okay. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. All right, I gotta see if we're at 15 inches yet. Are we at 15 inches? My dear sir. Thank you, Mary Ann. Yeah, I think you said it was 10 inches. So like, or not 10 inches. The difference between your width and your height. So if you want like a 50 by 60 blanket, you want rectangle, then you want to make your center thing 10 inches. If you want it like 48 by 72, which is a weird shape, but that would be what, 24 inches, you would want to make that center thing, is what I was gathering. Yay, that's awesome. No more headache. All right, so wow, I'm right at 15 inches. So a 10 millimeter crochet hook, 3 strands of yarn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these little foundation loops. What? Marianne, it tastes good this morning. What? Oh, coffee. Okay, I missed the coffee part. Okay, got it. Okay. I don't know how I want to do this. Oh, my ears just started ringing. Go away, go away, go away. It's going away a little bit. There it goes. It's finally going away. Okay. 43 to out, so much better than the 20. I know, right? Star-bellied sneetch? I have to be honest, Rebecca. I have never heard that before. And if I have, I've forgotten about it. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out. Oh my goodness, sorry for the burps. I don't know if I want to redesign with the spike stitch or if I just want to take this square design and make it rectangle. But again, you're not going to be able to see the stitch work. You can't hardly see the clusters that I've made. So whatever I do, it doesn't need to be too complicated because you're not going to see it as well because it's so busy. Starved belly sneech. See, I've never heard that before. I gotta move this basket to the other side of me because it's driving me crazy being on that side. Yes, Susan. So I am going to have multiples of 3. I have multiples of 3, and then I want to use the spike stitch. I'm calling it a spike stitch. It's not a front post. It's just an extended double crochet. It's kind of a drop down stitch instead of a front post. So if you guys want to help me, God, look how squishy that is. It looks like, oh, what does that make me think of? Like, it's almost like a marshmallowy blanket. It looks so squishy, and it does feel squishy. I mean, this could be done with a chunky yarn or 3 strands together like I'm doing. It's just going to become a scrappy blanket because I'm not going to be able to, well, I might be able to carry some of the colors throughout it, but it's going to be very scrappy, more than likely. Good morning, Tank. What yarn am I using? So, well, currently scraps. These are those scrap cakes that well, you weren't here yesterday, were you? I made some scrap cakes, and I started making a basket out of them yesterday because our project for the week for Tuesday was a basket. But I decided instead of the basket, I'm going to make a rectangular blanket. And I'm going to basically make it up as I go. So that's what I'm doing right now. So these two are Big Twist. This pastel yellow, I think this is Mainstays or Red Heart. I'm not entirely sure. I think it might be Red Heart. But they are yarns that I have caked up into cakes. I'll see if I can. So I frogged out my basket. But if you look, you can see one of the cakes right there is green and then gray on the outside. And then I have a bluish one. And then the yellow one is going to turn into orange. And the yellow one, the other 2 colors of yellow and orange are Hobby Lobby. But most of the yarn in here is Big Twist and Hobby Lobby. It's a mix of the 2. So it's a scrappy, I'm using up scraps to make this blanket, but I'm coming up with a design at the same time. This is not something I've already made up yet. I'm taking the advice of Mama Swift and Juan when they were talking about how to do rectangles, how to figure out the center starting thing, and how you want to make it 15, like not 15 inches. You want to make it the difference between what your height and your width is, and then that's what you start with, I guess. Rebecca. Rebecca. 1, 2. So I'm trying to figure out, well, not figure out. First, I'm making my base. So we're going to have a stitch multiple of 3. And I want to use the spike stitch in my design. I will say, though, that this foundation is a little wonky in that it's going to have large hole right there, but that's okay. What's a good corners, right? Clapping. There's Marianne. Hope you, yeah. Yes, I know. I hope you get some rest today, Marianne. So, if you guys have any ideas that you could help me with, get started, or I just make my bag pattern into this blanket. So, here is my middle part. So, like, it would be basically this in a rectangle in scrap yarn. So I could either do that with my bag design. Rebecca, here's my new blanket I'm coming out with. I gotta figure out a name for it. It's the same pattern design in my bag, but in a blanket, side to side blanket. So now I'm trying to decide if I want to use that same pattern in this very busy blanket colors. So if you guys want to help me, maybe we could call it the Friendship Hope blanket. You know, the Friendship Hope chunky blanket. Hope, hugs and hope, friendship hope. Squishy. It is very squishy. Doesn't it look squishy? It looks like a marshmallow blanket. Like you could just, I don't know. I don't want to eat it. I'm just saying it looks very like, just very squishy. It's got some nice drape to it too. Like it's got good drape. So if y'all want to help me with stitches, I gladly take help and ideas, inspiration. How I want to continue on after this round. We could call it it's all the squish blanket. It is number 4 yarn, yes. 3 strands of it with a 10mm crochet hook. I know they say with busy yarn like this, well, when it looks busy like this, you want to go simple. So should I just stick to my design then, the spike stitch, and just keep it simple? Or is it simple? I don't know if it's simple. I think it's simple. It feels simple to me. Good morning, Lisa H. Don't be sorry. You are here, and that is all that matters. There's no lateness. It's only 8:12. It's fine. It is fine. I'm just trying to get you guys to give me some inspirational stitches. How should I proceed with this blankie? How should I proceed? All right, there is our center starting point. It's so big. This blanket's gonna go fast. The marshmallow blanket. Lisa, not too much. So I have a new blanket coming out with my bag pattern in it. It's this right here. So that's gonna come out soon. I've got someone testing it, not you, Lisa, but somebody in the chat testing it. Good morning, Thrifty. And then now I've decided I want to make a blanket from this rectangle, and I need your guys' inspirational ideas. Yeah, right. It's still stuck on 2 days ago because I don't remember to flip it. Oh, look at that. It's almost the trio blanket kind of style. Yeah, my daughter had it for a while because, you know, she was using it as a perpetual calendar as well, but I'm trying to see if maybe I can find something in here to inspire me. So yes, it's going to be in the round. Yeah, I'm going to do it in the round. What is today, 12th? Okay. There you go. There's November 12th for you. It's not inspiring me, so. All right, so what am I going to do now? So like I said, I have a stitch multiple of 3. We can work into the chain spaces. You know, we can do that. I kind of want to use that spike stitch, but I'm not sure. See, the thing is I'm only holding 1. Yeah, I mean, I'm holding 3, but like, if you just hold it like you're holding 1, like this is how I hold 1 anyway, it all just stays together as one strand. The only issue is like when you go to like, you know, making sure you have a big enough hook where it pulls it all through, but it works, you know, it works like one strand for me. I'm just going to turn and put a double crochet in first, because we're going to turn it and put a double crochet, at least a double crochet. It is twisting for some reason. Not sure why. If I do my spike stitch thing, I will definitely have to do another round of granny stitch clusters. You have all 3 of them now? Yeah. The third one I have not gotten yet. I think it's in my wish list on Amazon, so I'm waiting until after Christmas to get it, to see if it comes to me over Christmas sometime. Yep. So, easy stitches. I don't necessarily want to do popcorns or bobbles, especially with this many strands. I think popcorns and bobbles with bulky, chunky yarn just is too much work. You think it would be marvelous? The marvelous spike blanket. You think it would, huh? You don't think it would hide too much? So, okay, so Steven, the way I do it is I join with a half double crochet in that last corner. Let me show you. So when I get to the corner right here to join to this, instead of chaining 2, I half double crochet into the top of the stitch, and what that does is, watch, when I get done with the half double crochet, it puts me right in that corner. So if I turn, there's my space. If I turn, I can start my stacked double crochet, single crochet in that space. And then I'm going to put a granny stitch here, a granny cluster. It actually puts it in that corner for me perfectly. And then when I come back around, I join in that same fashion. So that's what I do. That is how I get it back into the corner there. Getting too loud up there. You want to do the other 2 boxes after the holidays too. Yep. And I'm not sure, Lana, how we're going to do that. So bear with me. I may or may not be able to do it because, you know, like I said, I want to make sure that I am not doing, you know, showing things that I'm not supposed to show. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's my next corner right there. All right. So I'm just going to do a cluster, granny cluster all the way around. So essentially, the starting 2 rounds, if I don't change it, the stitch work, and I'm just going to do the spike clusters like I was talking about, then I'm going to do basically 2 rounds of a foundation, granny stitch foundation. You know, I'm actually really liking this a whole lot better than the basket, to be honest. My goodness. I don't know what it is with watching the certain YouTube channel upstairs. They get very talkative and into the videos. The other ones, they just sit back and watch. But when it's the racing ones, they pretend that there are certain cars in the videos. So maybe let me read your question there. If you turn there aren't you on the? Oh, maybe that's what you. Okay, so yeah. I do put the corner stitches in. Yep, I put half of the corner in. And then the other half comes when I finish the round. The one thing about this chunky yarn is definitely making sure it's not too loose. I really like the way this is looking in person. It looks different on the camera, but all the bright green sticks out quite a bit. The bright green and the teal really go well together, and then you've got this like pastel yellow that just kind of fades into oblivion. Literally have dark towels for face paint and blood purposes in the hunting space, and they used a brand new white one to clean up blood. Oh no! Oh no! Was it somebody that hasn't been there before? Maybe they just mistakenly grabbed the wrong one or something. I don't know. Just trying to maybe try to be in their shoes. I don't know. But, you know, at the same time, that's frustrating either way. Trying to see the silver lining, I guess. I don't know. Y'all, yesterday's Bible study discussion was so amazing. I wish you guys could have all been flies on the wall. Such an amazing talk. Oh, that's cool, Lana. I really like this. I still got to go around one more side. Okay, don't get too loud up there. I need to rearrange my living room. I'm not liking the way I arranged it the other day. When they came to work on the window, I rearranged it in a different way than what we had it before. And I'm honestly thinking about putting it back because I'm not really liking where I moved my chair to. It's too much in the path of, what's the word I'm looking for? Foot traffic. There's too much foot traffic. There was a lot before, but it was more off to the side than it was in front of it. So I'm like, I'm not liking this. It's driving me nuts. So it's in my Amazon wish list, Melissa. I'm leaving it in the wish list until after Christmas, just to see what happens between now and then. So There is that. This thing is so, like, look how big this thing is. I haven't even put a full 2 rounds on it yet. Chunky yarn makes blankets work up so fast. I love it. I love it. I love it. And right now I'm just putting a granny stitch in each of the spaces between the previous granny stitches. So these are going to be my foundation rows to start the rest of the blanket. That's cool. That's awesome, Susan. I love your encouragement. It means a lot to me. Oh, I'm pretty sure you're the one that calls me Awesome Amber all the time. I don't feel awesome, but I do feel a lot closer to that when you say it. So if you guys don't have any stitch ideas, I will definitely probably try to do the spike stitch cluster if you like it, and that's why you're just being quiet. I like it when you guys help me. Yeah, I want to call this like the Friendship Hope blanket or something. Yeah, I don't think that it was intentional, but or Coke. Coca-Cola gets blood out of things. But yet we put that stuff in our bodies. I know, that's what I was saying, Lana. I think sometimes they just don't pay attention, and maybe they were new. I was trying to find the silver lining, trying to give them the shadow of a doubt, the benefit of the doubt, or whatever it is. I still get her frustration, though. I mean, I get it. It's like with my kids, like they don't necessarily intend to dirty things up as soon as you clean it, and it just happens, and they just aren't paying attention a lot of the times. So Rebecca, a nice chunky squishy blanket and a hot cup of coffee and a book. What kind of stitches would you, if you were working on it, what would you want on it? Shame on the wife. Tank, you're too funny. No, even then, Tank, I tell you, some men are just too stubborn to train. Or it takes many, 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 many years of training, and maybe they just haven't had that right amount of years of training yet. Oh, I love this. Love this. I just want to make it in these colors, except I want a different yellow. I just want a different yellow. This pastel yellow is just bleh. It blends, so I don't really see it. I mean, I do, but I'm going to get this round on, and then I'm going to look at the chat. All right, y'all. I have finished my foundation rounds. Are we sticking with the spike stitch? I love that. Y'all, I don't think Jax watches my channel very much. She does occasionally, but I want it. So Mama Swift bought herself a shirt off of Amazon. I'm gonna reach out to Jax and ask her what her shirt size is, and then I'm gonna send her one of these bags that I've made, with her color purple that she likes, and I'm gonna make her a T-shirt that says yes. to all the things, and then in parentheses, even the micro fringe. Just so she can wear it on Monday nights and be silly with Mama Swift with the whole no shirt. I thought it was, if y'all didn't watch their Creations by Jax, Monday night she does a Stitches After Dark thing where she hangs out with Juan and Mama Swift and sometimes maybe other people. And they just sit there and just have a good old time and stitch on WiPs and just, yeah, this last Monday was hilarious. Gosh, Rebecca, that's... Don't come over here.
Mom, guess what?
I love it.
Guess what, Mom?
I'll be right back. I gotta change a channel.
Guess what?
What?
We were watching an hour long and it was still speaking and it ended. It started on the middle.
Okay, sorry about that. You can say what you wouldn't want on the blanket. The treble. Well, the spike stitch that I'm doing is a substitute to the treble. Oh, Froggy went in. Okay. Yeah, so it's a substitute to the treble where you don't have to yarn over twice. So, are we doing the spike stitch? That's... Oh my goodness, that's crazy, Rebecca. All right, nobody's saying nothing. So I'm going to turn it and do my corner stitch back into it. Yes, do the spike. All right. What Frizzy said. But you got to make sure when you do it that you do it nice and loose so you don't pull your blanket down. Once I get the one side done, I'll hold it up and show you. It's definitely going to give it texture. You're just not going to be able to see it unless you're in person. But I mean, if you're making it, you're seeing it in person, so... I love this stitch combination for some reason. I don't know why. I can keep replicating it and like, you know, Frizzy, I think, you know how you and I are a lot alike and how we can't make more than one thing, right? I know, Steven, but I want you guys to inspire. Give me, you know, maybe there's a stitch I didn't think to try or something. I don't know. But I think I found my stitch because I have replicated the spike stitch that I call the spike stitch so many times and I still want to keep doing it. And it just keeps just amazing me. I don't know why. I don't know why it does, but it does. It's like Tunisian. There's just something about it that I love it. So, was it Steven that said the treble? The treble crochet? Yeah. So, see, this is the spike. Here, I'll show you. Here's one double crochet. And then the spike stitch, I call it, is just an extended. So you just over once and you come through the first loop, you go through the 2 loops and go through the 2 loops, and it gives you the height of a treble without actually doing a treble. And it works quick, I think. I know, right? Exactly, Frizzy. It's like I just keep applying. The one I'm gonna have I'm kind of having trouble with in my head is the beanie hat, because the bag, anytime I make it, it doesn't matter how wide my increase is, the bag increases in width because of the stitch. So I don't know, maybe you will be able to see it a little bit. It does hide in this busyness, but I think that helps with putting it in different projects. That helps me keep liking it. I don't know. It looks so awesome in so many different applications. It is now a bag, a blanket. I want to get to the other side so I can show you what this one looks like. This one side so far. It definitely works up really quick. I know I keep saying that a lot, but I want you guys to realize that it's a very quick stitch pattern. Oh, I just moved into my new green. I don't have the bright neon green anymore. Oh well. That's okay. Let me get to the corner so I can show you. Maybe that's why you guys are just being quiet. You're like, well, if we stay quiet, she'll just use it. I gotcha. I see you. I'm catching it. Catching what you're throwing out. All right. Corner. I'm at the corner. Oh, this is going to be a very, very squishy blanket with this stitch pattern because it is squishy. Even ask Mary. Well, she may not be here anymore. She might be sleeping on the job. Marianne made the bag with the stitch work, and it's a squishy bag. It's a squishy bag. She definitely put her own little twist on it though too. I love it. I'll be after the holidays. Oh yeah. So can you see it? You can't. It's hard to see with all that busyness, but it's there. It is there. And y'all, that is a very squishy side. It's really hard to see it unless you're in person. It all looks like the same color, but y'all, the green changed from a neon green to like a grass green right here. It is fun. All right, I'm just gonna keep going. And the fun thing about this is every other round is the spike stitch cluster. It's not every round. I thought about trying that, and I did try that on the square over here. But I was like, you know what? I want to keep my alternating rows because well, one, it keeps it all on the same side, and then it gives it a whole different look. So the spike stitch is all on this side, and then on this side, it's all flat, but it gives it a whole different look on the back. Kind of like one blanket or one square that he did. I can't remember what it's called now. Retro Vibes or something. I found it yesterday looking to see how similar it was. It's not the same, but it's because he does front posts, but it's similar-ish. Similar-esque. So that's essentially, I'm using the same thought process that I used on this one. Can't wait to see the color transformation. I'm afraid 3 or 4 strands of number plate would kill me. Tie-dye birthday kit, yeah. I still have a little bit of ways to go before I get all that out of there. It's getting there though. I've used up quite a bit of it actually. I'm curious to see how big this gets before it runs out. And, you know, I may have to pull in some more yarn to make it big enough. Oh, I need to figure out what to name this. What should I name this? I mean, I know you got to see more of it before you do, but you can't even see it when I'm holding it that far back. Ooh, I know, mosaic looks fun. I don't know yet. I haven't quite gotten into that yet, Susan. The Marvelous Friendship Blanket. What's a word, a short word, that like says something about like you're reaching out, or you're reaching out to give a hug, or reaching out to do something nice. You're going out of your way to, you know, like, I'm trying to think what that would be. I have a reason for it, if I can find the right word. Marvelous outreach blanket. Squishalicious. Squishalicious. Whew, that's hard. That's a hard one to say. Squishalicious. But I like it. The Squishalicious. Ooh, I can't say that one. The Cozy Snuggle Blankets. Squishalicious. That's a tongue twister. Tie-dyed birthday cake icing. Trying to use that somehow, but I can't think. I am loving the way this looks in person. Extending extending hope blanket, extending friendship blanket, extending grace blanket. I like that. Extending, it needs extending the extending grace blanket. I like the extending. Frizzy, it really is fun coming up with names for things with you guys. You were mentioning that on your live the other day. I was like, yes, it is fun. Because you guys give such great ideas and inspiration. And then there's just one that finally hits, and it's like, that's it right there. Extending grace. Wink, wink to my tester out there. You might be doing another one. Actually, I'll pick some. I'll reach out to another one. I got a good one. Extending grace blanket. Extend grace blanket. Extending grace blanket. I don't know. I'm kind of liking that one. Extending hope blanket, extending kindness blanket. Rebecca, you're funny. Extending hope blanket. The reason I kind of like extending is because it has extended double crochets in it. Extending hope does go with hopeful, yep. I like the extending grace. I like that one. Because like I was talking with my other tester for the blanket, I kind of want to keep like kind of want to stay along the lines with the hope, but not necessarily like keep hope in the name, you know, but like just bringing joy, happiness, kindness, hope, all the things, you know. So yeah, that's why I was like extending. I think I like extending grace, the extending grace blanket, because then, you know, to me that pulls in my beliefs in everything too into the name. Because y'all, I get extended grace day in and day out. Undeserving. So I like that. Extending grace blanket. That's it right there. That's what we're calling this one. And you can make this in chunky, you can make it in not chunky, but y'all, if you want the chunky, cozy warmness of it, you got to do the chunky. Got to do the chunky. Whether it's one strand of chunky yarn or multiple strands to make your chunky yarn. Ugh, it looks so cool. Ooh, I like that one too. Ooh, see? Yes, Melissa, the fruits of the spirit. That's what I was thinking. Peace, love, hope, joy. Well, good morning, Lulu. Showing grace blanket. I like that too. Extended embrace blanket. Ooh. I like that one too. Ooh, extending comfort blanket. Goodbye, Monique! Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think I like extending grace blanket. What are your guys' favorites so far? What you're seeing? Like, seriously, help me, because they're all so good. I just don't know. I don't know. So many options. I'm getting overwhelmed. Because they all sound amazing. Yeah, Grammy Rita, I don't know which one you said nice to, because I've said like a whole bunch of them. All right, let me get my join here and turn. I've almost made half a blanket on a live for you guys. I know, right, Rebecca? That's what I was thinking. I like the whole, you know, just the names of like the fruits of the spirit thing. So you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see how it's kind of curving a little bit right here. That's why you got to be loose with those spike stitches, because they kind of pull in a little bit. So I am trying to keep them loose. Sometimes they get a little tight. It's hard sometimes. You're biased. I know, Steven. It's like you come up with a good one. You're like, nope, that's the one I like. I like the extending, or I don't know. Apparently, I need to activate my chat. My chat's going to be acting up again today. Don't do this to me. Please restream. I need to have my chat going. All right, here's another color change. I'm changing to the brighter yellow, Rebecca. Maybe. I dropped it. See, I love this. You can't see it on there, but I like the darker yellow better than the pastel, but the pastel works too. You can see it better and you like it. I know. I love this. I'm tempted to make this for myself and keep it. Just because of how chunky it is. So now I'm just doing a round of regular double crochets. Do you see the darker yellow there now? So that's the front there with the spike stitches. I kind of hope I have to pull in some more yarn so then I can bring in some purples and pinks and things into it. Maybe we'll see. We shall see. So every once in a while I run into a strand dropping, but not very often. And I'm also working with strands that have been frogged a bunch, so they're working up weird or pulling up loose. My scrappy chain ball was looking me in the eye this morning, so I'm adding to it. I know, that's what I'm saying. If I hold it up closer, you can kind of see it, but like I said, look how chunky that is. It is squish. It is squish. I definitely want to make it in. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I want to make this blanket again in a regular, like, smaller yarn to see. So if we're going to do extending, what did we say on this one? Extending grace. I need to figure out what to do on the side to side one because it's essentially the same thing. It's just side to side instead of in the round. I could say extending joy. I don't know. Extending peace. Peaceful extensions of kindness. Peaceful extension. I don't know. Extending grace. I like that. The extending grace blanket. It is very busy. Could you imagine it being in a solid, more color controlled yarn? Just hope that it flattens out a little bit. I think the more I do the rounds, it'll help because, like I said, the spike stitch, it pulls it forward a little bit, and so the granny stitch round pulls it back. It kind of does like a it kind of goes like this, where it's, you know, it kind of brings them. It's hard to explain. Like, it kind of does this, and so it gives the illusion of straight. Extended embrace. Embrace or grace. You know, extending grace to kids. I like it. Extending embrace blanket. Oh, you know what? I like that one too. The extended embrace blanket. Ugh. I need to write that down. So I'm sure I'm going to forget it. Although the ones that are the ones that I really go, ooh, I like that. Those tend to stick in my head. Extending embrace. Oh, see, that one, I like that too. See what I mean? I like this darker yellow so much better than the pastel. I know I keep holding it up there, but I just keep wanting to. Sometimes the humility does not come out. It's the vainness of it. I'm like wanting to look at my stuff more and more when I think it's turning, when I perceive it to be turning out awesome sauce. It's like a blanket hug for them. Yep. The extending embrace blanket. I like that. Extending embrace blanket. You know what? That's what it's going to be. And yes, I can do a series of like the fruits of the spirit, but like I can do that with other stuff too. But for this one, it just feels right. It feels like that's it. That's the one, you know? I know, Rebecca. I want to be known, you know, as someone who's humble. I don't want to be known as like, oh, she's all, you know, high on herself. I don't want to be that person, you know? Like I hear my kid do that all the time to himself. Look, I'm really good at this. I'm like, well, dude, yes, you could be good at something, but you don't gotta point it out. You don't gotta brag about it. You know, be so braggy. You know, be vain about it, or be humble, but be proud of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like be proud of your accomplishments, but not be braggy about it. You know what I'm saying? Where yes, you might be good at something, but you don't gotta be like, oh, well, I'm good at it. You know, so. That's what I try to tell my kids. Like, be humble about it. Oh my gosh, I love this. I'm so glad that I decided to forgo the basket with this. You know, sometimes until a yarn is worked into something, you don't know if that's what it wants to be. Makes me think like green Seattle Seahawks or something. Look how cool that looks though. And see how it's kind of evening out on that one side a little bit now? Yeah. So I think, yes, extending embrace blanket. I'm sorry that I keep saying that, but I really like that. I think it's fitting for the Boggy Creek foster kids, or you know, donation blankets for anybody, not just kids, but yeah. I'm honestly tempted to keep going with this and hopefully bring in some pinks and purples and then pull this, like undo this square and just pull it in with 2 other strands of yarn with this blanket. Kind of. I don't know. Depending on, you know, what colors I bring in. I can't believe it's already 9 o'clock. I want to keep going on this. I don't want it to be 9 o'clock already. All right, I'm going to get done with this cluster and see how far I have. I think I'm almost done with this round. I'm going to go to the end of the round if it's not too far. I think I'm almost to it. Yeah, I'm going to finish this round and then I can call it a day. Oh my gosh, I just realized I've completely used up all the frogged yarn. That's awesome. Exactly, Rebecca. Yep. I I have to be honest. I don't take criticism well, but I do like to be, I shouldn't say I do like it. I do want to know if I'm incorrectly doing something, because then I can fix it, you know, and be better. Right, take. I was just looking, or Lana, I was just looking down. I was like, oh, I can see scrap. I can see my scrap cakes now. I was like, well, that was fast, ninja fast. Like I said, this blanket one works up quick, and two, with 3 strands of yarn, you go through it fast for sure. And I'm going to measure it real quick too, because I started with 15 inches, and I want to see, I've only done essentially 2 foundation rounds and 2 repeat rounds. So you start repeating from the, I consider from the spike stitch. I suppose it could be the first round or the second round being the repeat. It's a 2-round repeat for sure. So I think it's the granny stitch, then the spike stitch, then the granny stitch, then the spike stitch. Okay. All right. So there is 4 rounds. Let's check the measurement here. So we are sitting at roughly I'm going to say maybe 26-ish. 26-ish. So it added on 11 inches in 4 rounds. Or in like, actually it added, sorry, we started with 15, although it's showing 19 as my center now with the stitches in it, but it was 15 before I started. So it added on around 5 inches or so on all the way around. I didn't measure the other direction. It's 7.5 inches ish, 7 to 8 inches wide at the moment. Well, Rebecca, you could use your little chain ball to make this. People's eyes. I have to finish up my Nana June blanket and then work on the vintage wallpaper throw blanket, which is a Christmas for my daughter. I love the prairie stitch that it's done it. Ooh, fun. I bet it is, Rebecca. Just chain away. All right. Well, I will keep working on this, and I will show you guys what I come up with. Not what I come up with. I will bring it to you either tomorrow or Friday and show you the progress that I have on it. I'm excited. I don't know how much further these cakes are gonna go, but I might just be pulling in more yarn as I go and just make it a scrappy blanket. But then, you know what's fun is I can take this scrappy blanket pattern and turn it into a blanket, a donation blanket that people can make for either Boggy Creek or other donations of their choices in their areas. So, yay, Marianne! Awesome sauce. Very, very true, Rebecca. Yeah, I'm excited to get another repeat round. The granny stitch and the spike stitch on here. another 2 rounds to see what it looks like with more rounds done. But yeah, you can't really see the pattern unless you kind of turn it this way, and it's really hard to see the pattern. So I definitely need to work it up in a solid so you guys can really get the stitch work. But I mean, it's essentially like this, but in a rectangle. So it's not much different than this. It's just chunky and busy. So honestly, you know what I might do? I might rip this out and just do this in a rectangle, to be honest. So, all right, guys, I have been on here past 9 now, so I need to get off and go get school started and get it done so I can get back to crocheting because I'm excited for this. So I hope you guys have a fantastic hump day. And thank you guys so much for all your awesome encouragement, support, and love. And I will see y'all same time, same place tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday, guys. It is working out quick, Frizzy. Chunky yarn works out really fast. Exactly. Yep. It does. And it even works up fast without doing it in a chunky too. So have a great Wednesday, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.